Chapter 1. The Workhouse. A long time ago, every town in England had a workhouse. This was a house for very poor people. Oliver Twist was born in a workhouse. His mother was a young woman. She was very ill when she came to the workhouse. A doctor and a woman were with her. After Oliver Twist was born, his mother said,
"I want to see my baby and then die."
"You are too young to die,"
said the woman. The doctor put the little baby in his mother's arms. She kissed the baby and died.
"She's dead," said the doctor.
"Poor dear. She came here last night. No one knows where she's from,"
said the woman. The old woman began to dress the baby with very old clothes. Oliver was alone in the world. He was an orphan. No one loved him. When Oliver was small, he lived in an orphanage with other orphans. He and the other children had very little food and very little love. Many of the children died because they were cold or hungry. Oliver survived, but he was small and thin. His face was very white. On his 9th birthday, Oliver left the children's home. He was sad to leave his only friends. He went to live in a workhouse. He worked long hours for the workhouse. They gave him only 1 bowl of porridge 3 times a day and an onion twice a week. On Sundays, he had a small piece of bread. Oliver and his companions were very hungry and very unhappy. They never asked for a second bowl of porridge. They were afraid. But after 3 months, they became terribly hungry. One day, Oliver took his empty bowl to the master.
"Please, sir,"
he said,
"I want some more porridge."
The master looked at Oliver. He was surprised. "What?" he said.
"Please, sir,"
he said.
"I want some more porridge."
The master hit Oliver with his big spoon. Then he called Mr. Bumble. He was an important officer of the town.
"What?"
cried Mr. Bumble. He took Oliver to the directors of the workhouse and said,
"Oliver Twist asked for more porridge."
"For more porridge?" they cried. They looked at each other. They were surprised.
He must leave the workhouse."
Mr. Bumble put Oliver in a cold, dark room for 1 week. Every morning, Mr. Bumble beat Oliver with a stick in front of his friends. Oliver cried all day, and he did not sleep at night. One day, Mr. Bumble met his friend, Mr. Sowerberry. Mr. Sowerberry was a tall, thin man. He made coffins for dead bodies. Many of the dead bodies came from the workhouse. Mr. Bumble asked,
"Do you want a boy to work in your shop? You will pay nothing, and we will give you £5.
Mr. Sowerberry thought a moment and said,
"Yes, I want the boy and the £5.
Mr. Bumble was happy. In the evening, he took Oliver to Mr. Sowerberry's shop. Oliver looked at Mr. Bumble and started crying.
"I want to be a good boy. I am a very little boy, sir, and it is so lonely, so very lonely."
Oliver's thin face was covered with tears.